Now today we're going to be talking about why Isagi will go ahead and surpass Noel Noa soon enough. Now if you don't remember from the beginning of BLUELOCK, Isagi's always idolized Noel Noa and he always wanted to be a great hero like he was. When he was a kid, all he did was look at Noel Noa, and he even structured his playstyle just like him when he was younger. Since the beginning of the story, it always had this feeling like, what exactly will Isagi do once he tries to become who he needs to become? Who exactly would he follow, and what kind of suit would he need to be able to become the greatest striker in the world? Isagi knew once first choosing what place he wanted to go to, he wanted to figure out a place that was going to make his blood boil the most, and this just happened to be Germany. It made it even easier for Isagi to evolve even faster once he was able to learn from Noel Noa himself. Having Noel Noa, the greatest striker in the world, in front of him in his day-to-day life made it a lot easier to figure out exactly what he needed to do and to achieve to be able to be the best striker as well. Isagi knew right then and there that the path to becoming the best striker in the world was opening right before him. He knew right now this was the best chance and opportunity that he has, and he knows that picking Moon Chen was the greatest decision for him. The biggest problem once first getting to Moon Chen was having Kaiser in Isagi's way. Isagi needed to find a way to be able to catch up to Kaiser, but he wasn't sure what to do. So then he goes to Noel Noa for advice and asks him what he needs to do to increase his ranking. He wants to be able to win against Kaiser. Noel Noa tells him that he needs to verbalize an ideal self, one that can even win against him. If he's able to do that, he'll be able to figure it out and win the game against Kaiser. Isagi understood Noel Noa's philosophy from the get-go, how to win from logical means and be the best, to strategize off numbers and just work your way every day trying to be the best in the world. As the games go by, Isagi realizes that he can't just catch up to Noa right away. He needs someone in the middle to help get him some current ground, and this happened to be Kaiser. As the games went on, Isagi would figure out ways and more to copy Kaiser and figure out his moves to be able to catch up to him. There was one moment in the Manshine match where Kaiser had blocked Isagi's goal, and from this, Noah says that he should not let this break him. He may not notice, but this ticket he found becoming the best in the world could even lead him right to him. From this point on, Noah saw the potential in Isagi, and he intended to use him to be able to also help accelerate Kaiser's development, as Noah is this type of person that we found out later on. I even remember the moment when Noah decided to ally himself with Isagi. This was a huge deal back then because we really thought that Noel Noa was really starting to take a turn for Isagi and help him develop even more. You know, obviously as we learned throughout the later chapters how he was using Kaiser to be this was still great as well because it gave Isagi most options that he never had before, and he was able to now work with the best striker in the world who decided to partner with him, and from this his options opened up exponentially. From this match, Noel Noa was able to get Isagi to figure out how to streamline his thought process and figure out the best desires that he had for scoring a goal. This really helped out later on in the future later games because now Isagi was able to think more clearly and figure out exactly what his ideal self needed to be. He knew in his moment at the time that he wanted to destroy Kaiser. This was huge at the time as well because that was his only path in mind. Now currently in the NEL he has way more other opponents he has to be worried about, but Kaiser is still in the back end as well, so he needs to destroy him too. I also remember a moment back during the Ubers match when Isagi asked Noel Noa for help on what he should be doing against Snuffy. And during this time, Noel Noa gave him no answers. He told him he doesn't know how to win, and Mu Chen is disorganized, whereas Ubers has a more controlled team. Now from this, Noel Noa did tell Isagi to stay patient and wait for Snuffy to get out of the game so that way they can figure something out. This was also a huge turning point, as I think during this time that Noel Noa was trying to get Isagi to figure out what to do on his own, and also he just didn't know what to do at the time considering that he just doesn't have the right people at the time to figure out the right ways to win. This also helped shape Isagi's thinking as he knew he couldn't wait for 3 minutes on patience and for Snuffy and Noel Noa to leave the game. He needed something else to figure out how to stop them now, and allowed him to use more of his critical thinking skills, which he has a great brain for, and from this he was able to evolve even further. Since the get-go, Noel Noa has always told his team that he will meet everyone with cool-headed intelligence. He's never showed any emotion and he never will. He's a cyborg who just plays football and likes to be the best in the world. From this, he just does everything his way. Moon Chen is able to follow off of that because of that mindset. And because of his ability and mindset to win, they're able to fully follow that and makes it easier for them to work around Noah. The biggest plot twist for Isagi though was Noel Noa telling Isagi that his reason for coming to the NEL was to awaken Kaiser's ego. What he wants is a rival who poses a threat to him. Someone like that would force him to evolve even further and produce an entirely new him. This was a huge plot twist back then because now it lets you know Noel Noa's true intentions. For the start, we really never knew it at any time, but now this confirmed it, and Isagi was heartbroken and devastated, trying to figure out exactly that he was being used this whole time with Noel Noa just to awaken Kaiser. Imagine someone who you looked up to so far and you were trying to get acknowledgement from and figure out how to defeat, now finally recognizes you and tells you I've been using you just to go ahead and level up somebody else. Now this was huge as well because Isagi was the king of the team. He had defeated Kaiser in the last match by scoring more goals. He was at the top of his game. He was still trying to figure out how to defeat Rin now and be the best striker in the world. And then Noel Noa goes ahead and lays something like that on him. This was also devastating, but man, it was good to see as Isagi needed a level-headed awakening for this. From this, we find out more of Noel Noa's philosophy of himself. He just wants to be stronger. He just wants to be the best striker in the world. He wants an enemy that can find a threat and pose to him. That's all he wants. He doesn't care about anything else. He wants someone else to strive and come for that #1 spot. From this, we find out Noel Noa's true desires. We find out his real ego. We figure out exactly what he's striving for. And this honestly makes sense. Now, I'm not sure in Blue Lock how long Noel Noa has been the #1 striker in the world, but you can tell that sometimes it gets lonely for him. He feels like now that he's at the top, he has nothing else to work for. And from this, he needs someone else to come up and give him that excitement back in his life. And I'm sure someone will be able to bring it up to him. He does confirm that right now his most current threat is Loki. And he says Kaiser should help and deal it out with Loki first and then reach him. He simply pursued the life of a striker, completely, perfectly, and instinctively, as his own expression. Being #1 is just a result of that. Noel Noa just wants to fight those who are stronger. To the bone, he's a football junkie. And I love this philosophy from Noel Noa, and now I'm about to go ahead and see the similarities that Isagi is starting to copy from Noel Noa. First in this match, Isagi now realizes that he wants to sell his soul to achieve victory. He's found a new way to fight that he never knew before. He was also able to block Rin's goal of Kaiser, and he proved that a talented learner can defeat a genius. He's never felt such egotistic pleasure before. Now from this is where the ego starts to change, and we can see more of the similarities here from him and Noah. I even love this moment the best, when Noel Noa tells Isagi to stop talking to Loki like that, and Isagi says shut up, you're just like him. He says he used him as a tool to get Kaiser to awaken, and he doesn't trust him anymore. From this, he tells Noel Noa in front of millions of fans on TV that he'll bring a theory to surpass him, so just keep waiting at the top. He says the next World Cup is mine, and Noel Noa says I look forward to it. This is what Noel Noa was waiting for. He never would have thought that Isagi could get this far, but he did want Isagi to be useful in getting Kaiser to reach the next level. Isagi now wants to sell his soul for victory. He wants to abandon all pride and useless sentiment, and just use himself as a tool. Kind of like a cyborg, if you mention it. Really, that's what Noel Noa is like as well. If you think about it, Noel Noa is also the same way. He sees himself as a tool, to sell his soul for victory. At the end of the day, Noel Noa prioritizes victory. He knows how victory is, he knows what to do to win, and he'll do it at all costs. Noel Noa even says it. He might have just opened the door to Isagi's ego. Loki says you tried to use him but ended up getting used. Noah says yeah, this Neo Egos League wasn't just a simple cash grab. Ego had exploited their desires for new egos, and this was perfect. At the top of the NEL for the Masters, you could easily tell that Loki and Noel Noa have the highest egos we've seen so far. And from this, Isagi and Atoshi Rin were able to pick up off of that and create their own situations and find their own path and originality now in this new league. Noel Noa says that he's just a football junkie down to the bone, and he needs a rival that can threaten him. Think about Isagi in the same way. Isagi has been known as the king of adaptability. He's always been someone who has a rival that threatens his way, and he's able to evolve and adapt to the surviving environments around him. From this, being around Loki and Noel Noa has allowed him to evolve even further. Just being in this direct environment and just seeing everything around him, he's been able to learn at a higher, fast pace. From this, he's going to reach Kaiser, and then he's going to also reach Noel Noa. He's going to get even further. He's now decided to sell his soul for victory, and he's trying to find a theory that can defeat Noah. He has not found that theory yet, unfortunately, but I do think in due time he'll eventually find that theory as he gets it going. Right now, he even learned the new talented learner x talented learner duo with Kaiser that allows him to be able to defeat a genius. Now, will he continue this later on? I don't think it'll work because he'll need to have to be able to do it on his own. But I do think eventually he's turning into that cool-headed intelligence for victory and also being a cyborg who sells his soul for victory. From this, Isagi will continue on and move forward as he continues to find his way to make victory and find a theory that will surpass Noel Noa. He's done great so far, and he hasn't lost yet in NEL. And from this, I don't see him ever losing in NEL as he's going to go win this game. He's going to be able to find his own originality, and his original ego is coming soon, but we'll talk about that soon in another video. Let me know what you guys think about Isagi catching up to Noel Noa and how you feel about the current situation that's going on currently. Well, I thank you guys for watching the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be back in the next one. Peace.